Hi guys, happy Monday of the long weekend. I hope you all got out and did something fun with your family this weekend. Obviously there wasn't a ton of sun, but there is today, so I hope you got out and did a little hike or maybe played with your siblings, did some gardening. I kept it pretty low key, but I did sit outside for a little bit today while I did some work on my laptop. Um, this is our video for week 6 updates for EFP online. I know that lots of stuff has come out in the last week or so about going back to school. Is everyone going back to school? Are we not? Are you volunteering? Are you not? And there's lots of different speculation out there. I won't speak to that because for this week and for next week, you will continue to work at home. And then obviously I will update you when we get a little bit closer to June 1st. But right now, week 6 online, EFP 10. You guys are doing an awesome job, and there's not a ton for me to update you on this week. But let's log on to Stellantis and I will give you the lowdown. So as always, you want to go to Access Stellantis, start.sc69.bc.ca. You're all experts at this by now. And then here we are, EFP 10 semester 2. My name will pop up. First thing is nothing new to you guys. Your weekly check-in sign up. So for tomorrow is English First Equals 10 weekly sign up check-in, sign up. The yellow box there on our homepage for Stellantis. So if you just click on that, it'll take you to the Google Doc. Make sure that you are scrolling down all the way to the correct link. This week I had to move some of the check-ins down a little bit just because we have a staff meeting in the morning. Where are we here? Where are we at? May 20th. Yeah, so the first check-in's at 11:15, and then we will go after the break. As I said, if you were somebody who scheduled before that I had to change your check-in time, you had an email for me. But yeah, just schedule yourself later on, and if it doesn't work for you, we'll find a different day. Back to the home page. This week, you should be working on independent projects. I think for the most part, everyone's caught up on missing work. If you are missing any work, you can go click on assignments at the top here and then go to current assignments. So that's what's due now. You'll see the blogging assignment, the inquiry, the novel study, or the alternate project. But say you're missing your Pocahontas essay, you're actually going to go over and click on past assignments, so just beside current to the right, and it shows you all of the assignments that we've done so far. And remember, you have to be caught up on all of those assignments to be successful in the course. So everything from before spring break is absolutely mandatory, up to and including the Pocahontas 5-paragraph essay at the bottom here and working your way back. Remember, you're either going to see a C, which means that you completed the assignment, or a grade from the proficiency scale, or you're going to see an M. An M means that you're missing the assignment and that you haven't done it. If you see nothing at all, that's because I took away the M so that you could upload the assignment. And if you don't see a grade, it means you still haven't uploaded the assignment. So do that so we can move on. And yeah, so if you go back to current, you can see all the independent projects that people are working on. Keep in mind that you do need to share a Google folder with me for your project. So you sign up for your check-in, you tell me which project you want to do. I share my Google folder with everything you need for that project to you. So it has the outline, any materials you need, some examples, and then you create a Google folder. And remember, there is a video on Stellantis of how to do that, and share it with me so that I can give you feedback on your independent project as you go. That part is really important because you're not going to upload your independent projects every time you finish something to Stellantis. There's just no way for me to have like independent drop boxes. So basically you will create this Google folder and it'll be an ongoing folder and I can pop in and check it out when you tell me you've completed something. I'm not going to stalk your Google folder. I'm not going to be looking to see, are you working, are you not? I trust you guys and I trust that you are being productive in whatever way possible. So sharing that Google folder with me, and then I give you feedback and comments on your Google Docs. That is something that I wanted to speak to you actually. So I created, there's a couple folders on here. The first one, again, the sign up sheet. The second one, how to access projects, meaning you have to sign up for a check-in. I share the Google folder with you, you get started. How to create a Google folder for those of you who don't know how to do that. But this one's really big. How to view teacher feedback on a Google Doc. So not everybody has used Google Docs in the way of like submitting an assignment and getting feedback back. It's like if you handed me an essay on a piece of paper and I would go through with a colored pen and like circle and underline and cross out and whatever. Google Docs, you can kind of do that too in the form of comments, but I realize that not everybody knows how to look at the comments and how the comments work. So I just created a little how-to video there today, how to view teacher feedback on Google Docs. So if you're not sure, you can just pop on and check that out. Super straightforward, and it's really easy to use once you get the hang of it. So if you're not sure, if I'm giving you feedback and you're not sure what I mean or what comment relates to what part of your work, watch this video. It'll help you figure out how to view comments on Google Doc. Last but not least, weekly writing opportunity. So once again, you should be completing these weekly. It's an opportunity for you to continue your writing, to show me that you can plan and organize and create a piece of work, whether that is a paragraph or a poem or a short story. Anything like that is something that I can assess your skill in English and composition. So you should be completing these weekly. There are officially 6 up on our Scholantis page, and to access them, you're going to go into the discussion tab at the top. And you can see all of the writing opportunities for EFP. Think of these as your learning journals. I sometimes ask you to reflect or create. We set some goals. You connect it to place, etc. So last week we talked about elders and mentors and that connection to where you get your knowledge and the importance of elders and mentors. And then this week, you're going to do kind of a fun activity that we would have done if we were in class together. And it's called a Where Are You From poem, or Where Am I From? These poems I really like because they're all about exploring identity and who you are. And this is a really important theme when it comes to First People's ways of knowing and being and learning. So you'll see First People's principle of learning right here. Learning involves the exploration of one's identity. So this idea that in order to learn and understand the world around you, you have to understand who you are and where you come from. So what influences you? Is it your experiences? Is it the people that you surround yourself with? Is anything can impact the way that you see the world, but it is important to take a step back and think about that. I believe this because of this, right? So I might say, I don't know, I eat meat because my parents chose to raise me eating meat as a child, and therefore that's something that I value. Whereas someone might say, I'm a vegetarian because my parents decided to not eat meat in our household. That is someone in your family influencing who you are and how you see the world. And this can play out in good ways, it can play out in bad ways, but it is important to acknowledge who you are and how that impacts how you see things in your day-to-day life. So the Where I Am From is kind of a cool way to do that. So basically you're just going to work through this activity. So read this little intro paragraph, and then you're actually going to get to read the original I'm From poem, which is by George L. Lyon. You can find this online too to listen to it if you want. So it's linked there. I've also given you some examples of students who have created videos, Where I'm From videos, and they're really powerful because they really speak to how these people grew up, how they were raised, what's really important to them, what do they value, and they're really cool. And then you're going to go through and do some planning. And I realize that the formatting here is not great, so I'm going to go through and fix those. But basically, the first part is to plan. So you're going to create a specific list of details that are related to you and your identity. You might want to create a separate doc or a piece of paper for this. And again, just different attributes that are really personal to you. So it could be a really special place that you used to go on vacation with your family, or a nickname that your grandma gave you, like stuff like that. And then you're going to go through once you have that list and you're going to compose. So the poem starts with I am from and then blank. And you're going to take one of those items that you picked and insert it into the blank there. And it doesn't have to be I am from Parksville or I am from Qualicum. It's a little more abstract than that. So it could be I am from fresh cut peonies. That's my favorite flower. And then continue on with the next line from blank and blank and blank. And it kind of continues like this. And again, some of these things don't have to connect and some of them do. And they can be very, very literal. I am from Parksville from this, my dad and my mom and my grandma and grandpa. Like it can be very literal, but it can also be kind of abstract, which is really cool. I want to see everyone attempt at least 5 to 10 lines. I think that is a pretty reasonable amount. I don't think that you could really explain to someone who you are and where you come from in just 2 sentences or 2 lines of your poem. So I'm going to ask you to shoot for 5 to 10 lines. If you want to go further than that, by all means. I do ask that, as always, you edit and proofread your work and you're looking for spelling, grammar, sentence structure, capitalization errors, etc. And then once you've done that, you can upload it to the discussion forum. Remember, as always, if you're not comfortable having your peers look at your video, you're more than welcome to email it to me personally, mchester@sd69.bc.ca. But I like to see you guys uploading your work to the discussion because it's a way for you to continue to engage with each other even though you're separate right now. There's also an extension to turn your Where I'm From poem into a cool video like one of the ones up here. And you can use a couple different ways to do that. iMovie, Animoto, Adobe Spark. But remember that is an extension. You don't have to do that. But it's cool if you're looking for something to do, by all means, if that's your jam. So let's recap. As always, Tuesday check-in, sign up on that Google Doc. Any missing work, get it in. It's important, missing from before spring break. Creating your independent projects, working away on those, sharing your Google folders with me. Watch that video on how to view my feedback on your Google folders in your Google Docs. And then weekly writing opportunity, Where I'm From. I want to know about you and tell me about who you are and how you see the world. That's everything, guys. As always, email me if you have any questions, but I'll talk to you tomorrow.